Rishabh Java in the Emirates, and I met Rishabh, I think 2 years ago in Singapore at a trade fair there, and was very impressed with the innovation and the ideas, the creativity, and actually using new digital platforms. And I wanted to talk to you, Rishabh, about one of your new projects. You're very passionate about education and accessibility to education and sharing that. And I think you're starting to develop a new platform with some democratized education for students. Tell me a bit about how that works.
Sure. So it's a project called Tangled, started by me and the three co-founders, my school peers. And it's basically, the idea behind it is we are one of its kind peer-based learning platform. So we are enabling high school students and university students to conduct their own virtual courses and workshops for students of all ages and on any topic that they want. And, I've conducted workshops of my own, so I know all the challenges associated with it. Like all the background work that goes into getting students, firstly, even if you aren't charging anything for your workshops, to, actually be out there and get students interested in what you're teaching. Then setting up the platform, sending those reminder emails, all of that takes in a lot of effort. So we basically are trying to create a platform where we can do all of that background work for you, and you can just come and inspire students, and you can, motivate them to want to do what you're doing, because there's so much power in when someone your age is teaching you, right? Because like in like a teenager's case, we're always looking for excuses to not learn. Right. So like if there is a 30-year-old teaching me how to how to design a website. Now I'll see he's 30. I think by the time I get to that age, I'll be as good as him. I'll just put off learning to another day. I'll put it off for the future. Yeah. But when there is someone 2 years younger than me, so there's like a 15-year-old, he's one of our co-founders and he's the head of design. When he's teaching me how to design a website, I'm all that more inspired and motivated to learn that right now. Because to me, it's like if he can do it already, I should know how to do it too. And I want to do that immediately. And that's the idea behind the platform. That's what's in it for learners. So you get inspired to want to learn more. And for the students teaching, it's about making an impact. It's like, it's about what you leave behind. It's how you leave your legacy behind. And if a student I'm teaching goes ahead and becomes the next Elon Musk, he's still going to remember me as his first teacher. So there's a lot that comes in there. So and
it's that two-way street of inspiration, isn't it? And as you say, I think keeping it for under 21s, which I think is the level that you've set it at, makes a lot of sense, because then people are going to come in and they're going to share your passion and share your inspiration. One of the things that I think is really smart that you've done is you've added an element of gamification in there, which kind of encourages the students to take part and makes it that bit more interesting. Tell me how that works.
Sure. So, the idea behind the platform is if we are providing you content for you to learn for absolutely free, then we need to make sure enough students are benefiting from it. So, when we are approaching schools, we want every student in that class, all the way from the backbencher, to want to come onto the platform and want to learn. And we feel a very efficient way of doing that, apart from having super interesting courses, is gamifying the platform. Because, that's what Gen Z is all about, gamification. We want everything to be gamified. So what we have is, we have like two systems in place. We have something called Tangled tokens, and we have a leaderboard. So we have Tangled tokens, where it's a virtual currency that you earn for interacting on the dashboard. I'll tell you about the dashboard after this. So like basically the amount you're engaging with the more you engage with the platform, the more points you get. And you have to spend those points to enroll in courses. So, if you're coming onto the platform every day, you get a few points for that. You answered someone else's question, get a few points for that. So you keep racking up those points and you spend them on classes. And the more points you're earning, the higher you move in your school's leaderboard. So, as we're approaching schools, we're getting schools on board as a whole. So all students from a school, trying to get all schools all students on as a whole. So when they're competing with their classmates for those points and to move up the leaderboard, everyone gets inspired to, just sign up for courses or answer a question or, just learn more, and that's the idea behind that platform. So
Yeah. And the dashboard, the idea there is
yeah.
to make it as simple as possible, not just for the student, but also for the student to potentially become the lecturer. And
Yeah.
I think you call them, is it tanglers and untanglers?
Yes, so the instructors are called untanglers and the students are called tanglers. And it's like just the idea behind the dashboard is so like the core, the three pillars of Tangle is that you compete, you collaborate, and you cultivate. So you're cultivating your learning, and I told you about how you're competing to move up the leaderboard. But what's very important is that you're collaborating with like-minded people. So what we found that a lot of platforms were missing was students who had enrolled for the same course they're not able to interact with each other or not connecting as much with each other. So we wanted our platform to allow that. So with every class, there is a separate dashboard where you can put in your queries, you talk about what you've learned, you talk about what you built. So like if it's a music class, you record a song of your own based on what the teachers taught you, you upload it there. And then you get comments from comments from others, and the teacher can give you her feedback, the untangler can give you their feedback, and you get more points for all of that. So you interact more with the platform. And like I said earlier, it's completely free for all students. So yes.
Yeah, totally accessible and totally democratic for everybody, which is hugely valuable. Was it being in the kind of, well, the semi-lockdown situation? Was it what you were seeing now with with students not having to use these Zoom kind of models to interact that inspired you? What was it that led to the idea?
Right. I think to tell you about that, I can tell you the story behind the name. So Tangle, let's say, is the name slightly unique, and I feel there's a pretty interesting story behind it. So if you watch the Disney movie Tangle, the one with Rapunzel in it, the one with the very long hair.
Yeah.
So she was locked and in her tower, because she was not, because of her hair. So she had her mother who was overprotective, and she kept her at her house locked down. And because she was at home, there is this whole song about how she learned how to paint, how to cook, how to sing, and learn how to do drama. She learned so many different things, right? Because she was locked in her own tower with an overprotective mother. So I feel at this time, all of us, the entire, I'd say, all young adults around the world, the youth is basically locked in their own towers, right? So why not use this time to learn skills like Rapunzel did, and develop something that can help you in your career.
Yeah, and let down your hair. Let Rapunzel let down your hair, and then the prince climbs up and you get rescued, and that's no, it makes a lot of sense. I like the whole model very much, and I think it's really interesting, and it's collaborative from your point of view in terms of, like you say, there's a group of co-founders, you've got other projects you're working on with co-founders. It feels like that the generation that you're in is now keen to collaborate to create this new innovation, and that's exciting. What's next for you? Because you just finished high school. I guess it's university next after the summer.
Yeah, so I'm just, my high school got over in March. So from that time, I've been working on my projects. So apart from this, there's Mind Run that I've been working on. So another project that I'd spoken to you about earlier. So I've been developing that project and been working on Tangle, and I'm waiting until September. So I plan to travel somewhere for my university, but then because of the lockdown, I decided to stay here, and I feel I found a really good university called RIT in Dubai. So I'm enrolling for like an industrial engineering course there because I like designing things, right? So
and building things.
That's what I want to do. So industrial design.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, thanks for taking the time to chat. Good luck with the Tangled project, and we'll certainly be highlighting the URL and letting people know how they can get in touch with you when we publish this. But thanks for your time.
Thank you so much for having this interview. It's a pleasure talking to you.